Lovely, great. I'm Chrissie Hanson. I'm Mindshare Strategy Director. And more importantly, this is Nina. She's my daughter. She turned 17 months today. And she's taught me an awful lot about attention, or rather how to get hers. And I can do three things. I can sing, turn on the radio, or play an episode of Sesame Street. Actually, I only need the first 2 seconds of sunny day, and she's hooked. I mean, lean forward, you've got my attention, hooked. And that's the feeling that every one of us in this room is ultimately trying to create and capture and distribute en masse. And yet most of us don't have a clear idea of what our audio footprint should be, but we should. Numerous studies show the importance of the connection between music and brands. 85% of people say that music changes their mood. 96% prefer brands that they have a connection to. 91% say that shopping and music go hand in hand. And 60%, well, if you give people a choice between music and sex, 60% will pick music. So do with that information what you will, but know this. 25% of people will prefer every time to buy a brand with music and sound that they recognize than that they don't. And knowing that, surely we should do more to understand our brand sonic architecture. So how do we get to this? I believe there are 5 steps. The first, know the sounds that make sense for your brand. The second, know the music that makes sense for it. Are you more Stravinsky or Sting? The third, and this is familiar territory for a lot of us, what's the music that makes sense for music consumption and music discovery? Fourth pillar, what's the music that your consumer is ultimately buying? And fifth, what musical sounds make sense at events or in retail? Now, we're all together for the next few days, so if you'd like to build on that or tell me how I can make it better, I am honestly all ears, because a part of me wants to make my 5-pillar structure 6 pillars. My father-in-law is an architect, and he stood behind me when he saw this, and he said, you know that's not an architecturally sound Greek structure. And I painfully do, so seriously. But I ask you this, as you work on your 2016 brand shapes, so for those of you in the room that work with the brand pyramid, circle, triangle, the lot, think about your auditory footprint. What is the role that music will play? Because if you don't, you're depriving your brand and yourselves of one of the strongest senses that we possess. A sense that we start to hone even before we're born. If you finish reading this article, it goes on to say that babies at the age of 4 months can recall music that they were exposed to in the womb. I think that's pretty phenomenal. And I think everyone here would agree that there are points in their lives, moments, events, occasions, when music played an incredibly important role. You can ask me about all those 3 moments if you like. The first one being when I got Calvin Harris into a gig at 50 grand only. That doesn't happen anymore. And you can guess what the most recent one is. But truly, if you can harness the power of your sonic territory, I think you will tell far richer, deeper, and more connected stories. Thank you.